Hi again. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about something that I mentioned in the last video, which is private endpoints. So, as you can see in this actual configuration, we have our virtual machine that have a public IP address, and we have a SQL server, and this SQL server is allowing the entire subnet to access it. It's actually not a good practice to allow all the subnet to access these virtual machine, because some other resources, maybe unwanted resources that exist in this subnet, are trying or can connect to this SQL server. So for a better way is, what we need to do actually is we need to deny the public internet access and also the access from the full subnets or virtual network to this SQL server, and we need to create a private endpoint, so like that our virtual machine will connect to that SQL server only through this private IP. So before going to the demo, let's understand what is private endpoint. Azure Private Endpoint actually is a network interface that connects you privately and securely to a service powered by Azure Private Link. This service can be Azure service such as storage account, Cosmos DB, SQL database, or your own customer or partner service. So what is a private endpoint? It is something that uses a private address from your VNet, from some subnet, and it connects you to your resource. So by using private endpoints, resources in your virtual network connect over the Microsoft backbone network, minimizing security risks and associated with public endpoints. To note that not all resources support private endpoints, they must be hosted by a service that supports private links. So the difference right now between choosing the entire subnet and the individual private endpoint here. So for the configuration inside network, here we need to create, we choose subnet level, and here we need to choose the resource level. For the management, so here it will be easier for multiple resources. For example, if you have a subnet that contain some Azure function, app service, and other virtual machines. So if they are all in the same in the same subnet, they can connect to that SQL database. But always, if we work with zero trust in the security part, we don't have, or we need not to allow all the subnet to access to that SQL server. And for the private endpoint, it requires individual endpoint creation. For the security part, as you can see in the entire subnet, it is less secure and it is more secure with granular access control. All right. So when we say private endpoint, we say private connectivity, which allows you for private and secure connection through Azure services. When we say service access, it is private endpoint that connect multiple Azure services such as Azure storage. For example, we can create a service endpoint only to connect to blob storage to Azure, or only to file share in Azure. And it is actually simplified network architecture today. With private endpoint, there is no need, for example, for complex networking configuration like VPN or ExpressRoute to access Azure services. And for the security part, it is a better approach. By using private endpoints, you can restrict access to Azure services to only be accessible from within your VNet, which can enhance the security and reduce exposure to threats. And like that, we can have it integrated with our network security. So if we have a subnet that contains network security group and firewalls, it can give us control over the traffic and the ability to apply additional policy. So as I said, Azure Private Endpoint is a network interface that connects us privately and securely to a service powered by Azure Private Link. The connection is established through a private IP address, and we will see later how, within a specified virtual network. And right now, let's go and see the demo. Alright, as we said, right now we are going to try to secure the access to this SQL server by creating a private endpoint. We are going to see step by step how to create this private endpoint and connect from that virtual machine to that SQL server privately through a private address. So we will go from this part on the left to the part on the right, and like that we will have a very secure SQL server from networking part. So if we go back to our SQL server, we need to go to the network and set public access to disable. And right now, let me disconnect and try to connect from our virtual machine that we have created in the previous video. And as you can see, I'm blocked. I cannot access to that virtual machine. And this is normal because I set this to disable. Right now, we need to go to private access, create private endpoint, give it a name. So it will be PEPOC-FR002. And here, the target sub resource, we have SQL Server. In other resources, we can see different configuration. So we can set up dynamically allocate IP address or statically. So statically means we can choose one of the IP address that are available from the actual subnet, but we can go with dynamically. All right. And for the DNS part, we need to integrate it with private DNS zone. So that like that, our virtual machine will recognize the SQL server IP address or the private endpoint that is connected to that SQL server. So it will take a couple of seconds in order for our private endpoint to be created with the private DNS zone, and we will go to see the private IP that will be used and the private DNS zone. And like that, we are sure that only that virtual machine can connect to our SQL server through that private endpoint. So if we have, for example, another app service or another virtual machine that need to connect to that SQL server, we cannot use this private endpoint, but we need to create another private endpoint. And like that, if we need to look inside the traffic and see anything, we can go right away to the logs of those private endpoints. So here we have our private endpoint that have been already created. And inside the connected devices, we can see the IP address, the private IP address 10.0.0.5. This is the private IP address of that private endpoint. And we have the private DNS zone that is still creating. It will take a couple of seconds. And here we have the private DNS zone. So if we go to let's go to the record, I think record sets. Yes, here inside the record sets, we can see these the parameters for the this private endpoint. It's not finished yet, it's still deploying. Yep, it will take a couple of seconds, more couple of seconds to be created. And here everything have been created. Let me go to my private endpoint. All right. And here we can see that the target sub resources is SQL Server. And here we can see in the DNS configuration, it is setting up the private IP address 10.0.0.5. Right now, let's try to connect, and we are now connected securely from inside our virtual machine to SQL Server through that private endpoint. Like that, our SQL Server and virtual machine, they know each other and they are connected through that private endpoint. So this is the first configuration. Next, we are going to try to secure our virtual machine by disabling the access to the public IP address of that virtual machine.